So hey guys, what's going on? I wanted to show you a house that we are doing. This house I got right less than a year ago. It was during everything that's going on now. And I'm filming this video on January 31st. Right now it's February 1st and there's a big snowstorm here in New York City. Now this house is a house outside of the city. It's outside of the five boroughs and it was a foreclosed house. Nobody's been living in this house from my knowledge for the past 7 or 8 years, and nobody wanted this house, and this house was a disaster. Now, again, this is outside of New York City. It's in an area that it's so, and it's a pretty big house. It's a double lot. And one of the things with this house is it had to be regutted from top to bottom. I mean, short of knocking it down and rebuilding on it, which is what we didn't want to do. But we had to just gut the whole thing. I mean, staircases, floors, you name it, it was done. And one of the things that was a little bit, I guess, so was it was hard to get permits. Building departments were closed. People weren't able to come and do inspections. And when you have a house, you have to have, there's certain paperwork you have to have. You have to have a CO. Things have to be legit. And before you start any work, you have to get permission to do those things. So you just kind of can't go into a house and start, breaking things up and ripping things out. Things have to be approved, and you have to kind of work with the building department. And depending on where you are, what county, each building department works different. Now, this house, everything is brand new. I mean, aside from the frame and the foundation of the house, everything is brand new. I always tell people, real estate's a good thing if you know what you're doing. I'm fortunate enough to have a very good agent that runs all my houses, and there's a lawyer that we use that's good, and everything kind of falls into place. You kind of have to have a lawyer, a title company, the agent has to be good. There's all sorts of things that have to go into play. With this house, which I liked, I think I just passed it, was in this house there's no, I don't have a heater. So in my other houses, I have, you have to turn the heat on to heat the whole house, just to heat one room. So if I have let's say I have a multi-family house, right? I have two apartments, but one apartment may be empty for one reason or another. I have to heat the apartment that's empty to get, as well as the apartment where people are living in order just to heat the house, and that costs money. And now what this house, which I like, is the heaters. There's a heater in each room. There's basically an electronic heater in each room, and that heater also does air. So I have a heater in the living room, a heater in the kitchen. Each bedroom has a heater. The bathroom has a heater. So no matter where you go, no matter what room you in, you can just isolate the heat in that room, and that's a big, big plus. And after looking at everything that's going on here, this is something that I think I want to do more in the future. I actually like it. Because the problem that I have sometimes is you get calls from people saying it's too cold, it's this, it's that. Your phone's ringing at 10, 11 o'clock at night and people complaining about, cold. And you have the heat up to, 70 degrees. It's set. And they're still too cold. And you have to go back and forth because then, people won't pay the rent. And then they'll call the building department. And then you're dealing in a fight. That's that unit right there. And I like this. It all runs off of remote control. It's so good. And that's something I'm going to start doing now with every house. I'm going to put this in. It's worth it. The other thing that I like is everything in this house it's made to, I don't know, is it eco-friendly? All these newer appliances, I don't want to say that they're green, but they take less energy, and it's good for the electric bill, and that's good, especially if you have tenants, or anybody for that matter. Because when I'm selling this house or I'm trying to rent this house, I'm kind of telling them all the appliances here will save you on your electric bill, and you control your own heat. Some of them don't like the controlling of the own heat because they want heat included. They know that if the heat is if they're controlling their own heat, they have to pay for it, and they don't like that. But you kind of have to work that out with the rent. This house is a double lot, but here's the thing with the double lot. You can't build on this lot. It has to be used for like parking, things like that. But that's a plus. I see it as a plus because I can fit like 10 cars over here. I can fit 2 box trucks or 3 box trucks over here. So one way or the other, the apartment is one amount of money, and then the parking space is another amount of money. And that usually goes with whatever. I don't care if you have a co-op. In New York City, we have co-ops and we have condos. And even if you rent the apartment, it doesn't necessarily mean that a parking space comes with it. Usually a parking space is extra, and there could be a waiting list. The only thing about this parking space, this area you see, is that once this is cleared out and it's set up for parking and cars, if you're having a snowstorm like I'm having right now, New York, I don't know how many inches we're getting, but it's still kind of snowing. You have to make sure that that's cleared and cleaned so that people can pull their cars in and out. You can't rent out a parking space, say, it's your space and you're on your own. I have to make sure that somebody's there shoveling this, making sure this is clean. It's a process, but, it's part of business. It's just the way it is. What else? And that's really it. So I do a lot of videos on video games, and you always hear me doing a lot of ranty videos, and I think I do them as really fun and a goof, just because I like it, and I hope you guys like it, depending on the comments and the likes. It's always an up and down. But if you have any questions about like real estate, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. I have one real estate agent that I've been using the last 10 years, and this woman is unbelievable. She's not even American. She's from India. That's the best part. She's from India, and she's a finance person. She was on Wall Street actually for years. She was like trading on the Wall Street floor, and she also did real estate. And she's not like your typical real estate agent that's not calling you back and she's a $1 million agent. She's perfect. I use her for all my houses, buying, selling, whatever it is. You don't have to worry. She maneuvers the financials. She maneuvers any sort of money and contracts, and it's on point. You can tell the difference in people. I don't know how else to put it, and I don't know if it's the education or the background or the upbringing or whatever you want to call it. But this woman is on point. I don't have to worry about this woman. And that's the best way for me to put it. And she has like a team of people that she works with that when you get a real estate agent, if you use one, they might recommend people. And sometimes somebody might have a real estate agent, but they have their own lawyer, and they might use a different, company for this and an inspector and all that type of stuff. When you have people that are very, like this woman who's very high end, I mean, she's probably the best of the best. They kind of have like their own, and they tell you, they have a group of people that they can get things done with. They have their lawyer, they have their inspector, they have people that they can call. So I've called this woman at like 11, 12 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, sending text, this happened. What do you think about this? This house might go here. Just any sort of question. It's not like I only work from 9 to 5 and my office is closed. This is 24 hours, but that's what it means. That's why she's making money. And then she has her lawyer that, if I ask her a question at 11 o'clock at night, she'll say, hold on a second, and she can call her lawyer or text her lawyer, and he's available 11 o'clock at night. And, it works like that. And that's really it. So you have to have good people on your team. And especially when you're doing any sort of business like construction or real estate, you don't want to haphazardly step into something. You don't want to step into something that the person you're dealing with doesn't know anything more than you do. You're kind of learning it. You don't want to be learning it together. I'm hiring you for a reason, and I'm hiring you to to be there, to help me, not to confuse me more. So that's what I'm saying. But you have to have a good people and a good team. And if you have all that, you'll be okay. I'm reading a lot of things going on with stocks, and I find that interesting right now. There's a whole GameStop and AMC and all that stuff, and I like that. And that's a whole nother video about I guess stocks, but I'm interested in that. I'm interested in anything that makes money. If it makes money and it's a business, it's a good business, I love it. Besides my arcade stuff and my video game stuff. So I think that's just more of nostalgia. Like, subscribe, and comment. I hope all you guys are doing well, and I hope all you guys are staying safe. As far as this snow, if you live somewhere on the East Coast, pay somebody to shovel for you. If you can afford it, get somebody to shovel that snow. I don't know how many inches are outside my house. I'm not going to shovel it. I'm going to have somebody come and shovel it. It's worth it, whatever I have to pay. I just don't want to deal with it. And that's really, I don't know. That's all. All right. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you guys later.